Hello, I'm Lisa Utzig-Schaefer with Suicide Prevention Network. I am the program coordinator for El Dorado County, and I do all of the suicide prevention education in South Lake Tahoe at South Tahoe Middle School and High School, and I do outreach on the West Slope. We applied for money to continue our mental health workshops for teens this year. We started the workshops last school year, about halfway through the year, and they went really well. We had guest speakers from the community come in and speak to the students, and because we had around 30 students voluntarily come to the workshops, we decided we could make the program even better, and that is why we applied for the grant from Tahoe Women's Foundation. We started off this year doing well, but as we've all experienced with COVID-19, things took a turn. In the beginning of the year, we did have 3 successful workshops during school time. We had Anna Lee from Behavioral Health, we had Melinda Choi from Elevate Wellness, and Nikki Warren from Kaya Fit, both returning from last year. And we also had Stephanie Zapata from Live Violence Free. They did come up to the high school campus and did do 3 of the workshops. The way the workshops ran on campus is that they would start during lunch and they would last for an entire hour. We were really lucky that South Tahoe High, that Carlene, the principal, said, yes, you guys can do an entire hour. They can miss part of 4th period. The cool thing for the students was there's no criteria. You could be a freshman, a senior. You didn't have to have certain grades because mental health is important for everyone, and we wanted there to not be too many barriers to keep them from attending. We also provided them lunch because that can be a barrier too. If the students have to choose between lunch or attending a workshop, they're going to choose to eat. So we provided them nutritious meals like Bichette Deli, Chipotle. So we did the 3 workshops. We had around 30 students at each workshop, and then COVID happened. So we had to rethink the whole way we were going to do the workshops. We ended up with Plan C, because in the beginning, as I'm sure a lot of educators and parents figured out, teenagers were not engaging. I was reaching out to teens who regularly would come to the workshops and be engaged and wasn't even getting a reply. So instead of waiting for the teens to connect with me, Plan C was put the information out there, and if they get it, that's great. And also, if it's just out there in one place, they could get it at any time. So what I did was I reached out to the rest of the speakers that I had scheduled for the rest of the year and asked them if they would please do some kind of video. So I had about 4 more workshops, because we did about 1 a month, scheduled for the rest of the year. And the community members that were already scheduled were awesome. They agreed to do videos. One we did together, that was a video with Matt Wong and I. We did a question and answer kind of interview style. The four providers were Ellen Nunez, who is an artist, and we were going to do an Arts for Mental Health workshop, and she did an entire tutorial that you can find on our website. Matt Wong, the only child psychologist, his workshop last year was a big hit, and so he and I did an interview. We also had Gail Brandes. She was going to do a 2-week, 2-day creative writing workshop. And not only could she not come because the school's on lockdown, but she herself had COVID-19 and was really sick for a while. And she agreed to do the video even though she was on the tail end of being sick and going through a lot of things, personal things. She's a really great lady, Gail Brandes, and she teaches up at Sierra Nevada and has written a number of books. We also had Emily Winters. She does somatic experiencing, and she did a workshop, a little video for teens. She works over at Elevate Wellness. And all of those videos can be found on spnawareness.org. You click on El Dorado County and then click on the mental health workshops for teens. We are still adding some. These are going to be valuable resources, all the time, not just during the school year, just like we're adding resources for May for Mental Health Awareness Month. Those resources are valuable all the time. The school was really responsive. They sent the videos out through the LTUSD newsletter. The teachers, some of them added them to Google Classroom. And so I don't have a survey or anything yet to see how many kids did access the videos, but I know that the videos were distributed out to like the whole school district. The other thing that we did, because a lot of the monies we were going to need for the workshops, we're going to pay for food for the students and little cool things to hand them and give them, like we were going to get them journals for the writing workshops, because we're not meeting face to face with those students, but we still wanted to connect with them. We collaborated with Matt Kaufman, the art teacher at the high school, and we put together a little care package that was an art journal, because that was the workshop that I was going to do for the students. An art journal, a really nice pen, and a little card inside that explained why art journaling is good for your mental health, and some tips on how to art journal, and then some suicide prevention and crisis hotlines at the bottom of the card. So those went out to every high school student. It was a big project, and we didn't want to send them just any art journals. We actually ordered art journals with their own art. So being that Matt Kaufman is the art teacher, he chose, I think you could do 4 different patterns. So he chose 4 different students' artwork and had those printed on these little tiny art journals. So we sent those out to, gosh, almost 1,200 kids. So things took a turn. You know, we weren't able to do the face-to-face, and we were not able to do a culminating health fair like we had planned for May. But I think that because we kept the program going and we reached out in ways that we could and we got creative, that keeping that momentum, we'll be able to continue and offer the mental health workshops next year. I know that our guest speakers also have enjoyed the process. They enjoyed coming in and working with the students. And then when that couldn't happen, they were really open to changing the way we ran things and going with the flow and doing whatever needed to be done to reach out to these teens. As we know right now, they need us more than ever. So that is a brief synopsis. We are midway-ish through May, and we are planning on offering a few more videos before school is out. And to be honest, I would like to continue offering online services in this way, because I don't see things going back to normal for a little while. Whatever they look like, they won't be exactly the same for a while. So I would love to be able to have options for people to access information and reach out and get information in any way that they are comfortable doing so. We really thank the Tahoe Women's Community Fund. The mental health workshops might not have happened without you guys. We appreciate the support, and also I appreciate the flexibility, because when COVID-19 happened, I did reach out and asked if it was okay for me to spend the funds in a little bit different way than anticipated, and I was greeted also equally with gratefulness that I had asked and the okay, and it was just a really great experience. So we really appreciate you. We are a very tiny nonprofit, and we thank you, and yes, thanks.